All right, here is Armando. Ross, since I was unable to get to a Coach Davis question, I appreciate you get the lead off with Armando.
All right, great. Thanks. Hey, Armando. So UNC put out the stat that you have 14.1 rebounds in ACC play. Most by any player is Tim Duncan, and obviously leading the ACC in that category. What do you think makes you a great rebounder? What specifically do you do that you've improved on that makes you a great rebounder? If you get some specifics there.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't even really know if it's anything I could really point it to. I feel like I just got a good knack for the ball, and it's something I've been doing my whole life. I would say just now with us just not having that day run or like a Walker Garrison, there's been a lot more opportunities to get more rebounds, and we take a lot of jump shots and things like that. So it's a lot of opportunity to just get long rebounds, and I like extending plays because it's another chance to score the ball, and also just getting defensive rebounds. The team don't have a chance to score the ball.
Greg Barnes.
Hey, Mondo. Coach Davis mentioned that really since the Virginia game, teams have defended you a little bit differently on the offensive end, more double teams, kind of forcing you out. What's the process involved with trying to counter that? Is it trying to do what you want to do? Is it making adjustments based on what they're doing? What does that look like?
Yeah, teams they throw so many different looks. So like, let's say for instance, when we played Pittsburgh, the second half they double teamed me, but in the first half they were kind of just fronting me and shrinking the floor. So teams they kind of mix up the things they throwing at me, and they really don't do it for any other player in the ACC. So it's kind of hard to really watch film and see and know what's gonna happen. So that's been tough for me. But other ways I try to get myself going offensively is just screening and rolling, and also just getting offensive rebounds and things like that, just to impact the game in those ways. Because it's kind of hard not hard, but it's more challenging trying to score on the post when like the team just focused in on you. And I have guys open too, and they able to hit down shots. So I got to be able to make those plays and get them the ball too.
Thank you.
Andrew Jones.
Hey, Armando, staying on that, one of the things that you've certainly developed is dribbling out of double teams and finding guys. I know your assist numbers at times have picked up a little bit. Can you take us through the process of developing the instincts to do that once you've gotten to college and what you look for when you're dribbling out of a double team?
Yeah, that's something I worked on with Coach May a lot. More in the beginning of the season, just as my production got a lot better, and we kind of knew those situations would come. Just I try to look opposite when I first get the ball because I know a lot of the times the double team coming from the weak side, like more on the baseline because that's where I like to go to. So I'm always looking like opposite corner or to that opposite wing because that's usually the pass you try to get to out of the double team. And just and being patient too. That's a huge thing in the double team. Like, don't just automatically just dribble out because that's what the defense want. Kind of just holding my ground, just surveying the floor and then figuring out what play to make.
Also, with respect to going to NC State tomorrow, you've dealt with that atmosphere there when you were a freshman. What have you told some of the guys that haven't had a chance to play in a place like that? The kind of interesting signs they'll see and things they'll hear from the crowd.
Yeah, me, Leaky, and and Ryan are the only guys that really have had a chance to play at NC State when it's like NC State. I just told the guys it's gonna be a hostile environment. Like, don't really worry about what any of the fans, anybody say to you, because when you go there, it's always tough remarks you hear from people. But it's a lot of fun, and that's what you kind of sign up for when you come to UNC is just having a chance to play in those crazy environments. And it'd be a lot of fun. The first game we handled them pretty well, so I know they'll come fired up at NC State, and the fans will be too. So we just got to come ready to play.
Thank
Michael
you.
Coe.
Hey Armando, staying on Leaky, you and him have pretty much the most game experience in a Carolina uniform of anyone on the team. What's it going to be like seeing him go through senior day ceremonies Monday against Syracuse?
Man, it's gonna be special. Leaky, you got one more year so of eligibility, so you never know. But it'll be bittersweet. Y'all all kind of know Leaky's story since he's been there. It's been a lot of ups and downs, and just how he's emerged for us this year, just being a big time player, one of the best defenders in the country, but also just how he's been offensively for us, always making the right plays, being unselfish, and scoring 2 when needed. And I mean, it's just been huge for him. And I'm just glad to see just how his confidence is raised. And I mean, he's been probably one of our best players, if not the best player for us consistently the whole year. So, I mean, it's just great, and I'm just so happy for him.
CL
Thank you.
Brown.
Armando, I remember last year you saying that Coach Williams used to to get you motivated sometimes. I think he would either call you weak or soft. That word would float up. But you've been much more consistent this year. I was just wondering, what are some of the ways that Coach Davis, I don't think he has the same kind of word motivation as Coach Williams maybe, but what are some of the ways Coach Davis has tried to get you motivated?
Oh, man, yeah, Coach Davis, I mean, it may not be the same type of language, but, I mean, he gets after me too. I mean, since I've been here, the coaches, they've not been easy on me. So, but, I mean, I'm willing to take it too. I mean, I played for Keith Stevens and Michael Blackwell at Team Loaded and Team Takeover, and and Coach McAloon at IMG, and those both all of them are guys that, are really aggressive, and, I mean, you really feel their speeches. So it's something that I've been going through for a long time, but, I mean, Coach, I mean, he knows how to get under my skin. Coach Davis, he recruited me. We got a great relationship. And, I mean, even Coach Williams, too, I still see him here every day. And, I mean, if he don't like something that I'm doing, he'll definitely tell me about it. And, I mean, it's just great being able to see Coach Williams all the time and him just giving the insight on just basketball and what I need to work on. And just having him here has still been special.
Adam Smith.
Armando, when you were talking about, it might be hard to predict how an opposing team might defend you with the different coverages and loading up, because they haven't done that with other bigs that you've seen. Like, has there been a game recently where that's just crystallized for you, like, oh, they're doing something completely different than I expected them to? Has that happened?
Yeah, last game, Louisville, because the first game, they more let me catch the ball and just shrunk the floor, but last game, they tried to front me, which was a lot different. So that kind of changes the way we got to do things, because a lot of the things I do is trying to seal in good angles. But when somebody's fronting you, that makes it harder. So it's just, I just got to prepare myself, be prepared for all those situations.
The NCAA tournament projections, they update almost every day or every couple of days from the different bracketologists. Do you look at those things? How often do you look at them and see where you guys are?
No, I really haven't looked too much into them. I'm just mainly just on Instagram. I don't really get on Twitter too much. And I really try to stay away from looking at too much college basketball stuff. I mean, I watch film on teams and things like that, but just kind of try to stay out the media.
Trey from Syracuse.
Hey, Armando, how's it going? Hope you're doing well down in Chapel Hill. I had a question about Coach Davis and his first year at the helm. How has he helped you become not just a better player, but also a better person at UNC?
Yeah, Coach Davis, I mean, he's one of the nicest guys and best human beings I've ever been around in my life. And I've learned so many things from him, just, how to treat people and be a better person, but also just to have that fire, too, no matter how you are as a person. I mean, just seeing him just at a at a flick of a finger, just, turn up on us. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see, because, I mean, he's such a nice guy. He can go from smiling to just explosive. So it's crazy, but, I mean, I love being around him, and we've all learned a lot from him.
Thanks so much. Best of luck against the Pack tomorrow.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, anybody else for Armando? Don't stand up, Armando. Anybody else for Armando before we let him go?
Yeah, Steve, I got one more question.
All right, jump in there, CL. See, Armando? Patience, son. All right, CL, go ahead.
Armando, I was curious. You talk about how teams have been playing you differently. So is it like, does it change very much in game? Like, even like you'll go preparing for what you've seen and maybe even what you faced from a team in the first meeting, and they might start off one way, but you have to adapt on the fly because they'll change up the defense, maybe even from first half to second half.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something. A lot of the times I figure out what they're doing, it end up coming from me turning the ball over, trying to do something that I thought I can get away with, and I usually can't get away with it. Kind of like in Virginia Tech, I caught it kind of like in the middle, like near the free throw line. I tried to drive, but they were more in the gaps. than I expected, and I ended up like dribbling it off of Mutt's foot or something like that. So I mean, I kind of usually learn from my mistakes, but I need to try to learn from it earlier so I don't make those mistakes.
See, that's a very good answer. We would have lost that, Armando. Thank you. All right, everybody, appreciate it. Hey, one other thing about senior night on Monday.